As I've said before, I'm editing on an iPhone, so I will be going through and showing you guys the apps that are available on App Store. But I will also put the alternative for Android. Some of the apps are available on both. And once you understand the technique, you can use it on any app with the same functions. And now onto the apps that I work with. Number one for me is VN. And now let's go through the features of this app.
After downloading and opening this app, we have to create a new project. Let's go ahead and click on New Project. Here we just choose any videos from our gallery. On top there is an option to resize. Now let's quickly go through the functions of this app. Here we have some templates to choose from, filters we can apply to our clips. They have a nice color collection here, and I usually go for the first 3. And you can adjust the intensity of each filter. There is also a way to color correct the clips. After finishing, you can apply these color settings to either this particular clip by clicking this button, or you can click on Apply to All, and the settings will be applied to all the clips in your timeline. Next we have Speed. There are 2 options: regular speed change, when it's twice faster for example, and a curve speed. You can play around here. There are also some presets that you can use for speed adjustments. Next one is Split. You can simply cut your clips with this tool. By the way, this button is to undo. Trim is to shorten or increase the length of your clip. Here we have some extra movement that's possible to add to your video, but don't overuse them as they're quite intense. Delete button. Extract audio and it will appear on your audio timeline. Volume of the clip could be faded in or out. Background button allows to put your video on a blurry or colored background. This one is to add a border to your video to separate from the background. Crop. I often use it when I need to correct the horizon level. And here you can find different sizes that correspond to different social media formats. Next up is Mirror. Flip. Fill is when you'd like your clip to take the entire screen. Opacity. It can be useful when you work with more than one layer. Zoom. This function just adds more movement to your video, especially helpful when your video is static and you'd like to introduce some movement to it. Reverse is to play your clip in reverse. And the freeze button just cuts out a part of the video and makes it still. Now, the structure you see here is layered. On the bottom, we have our layer with the clips and the audio those clips contain. On top of that, there is another layer where we can insert some other videos or pictures from our gallery. Or simply click on this forward button and it will be moved up. If we click on this layer now, we see more functions available, like some in and out animations, keyframes, which we'll look at later in the block number 4. We can also duplicate it and it will result in more layers. Here we can have up to 5 layers. Next one up is for adding text. There are templates, different fonts, colors to choose from, and the position. And the top one for adding music. You can choose either from VN collection, which is copyright free, or you can also add your own music. Recording your audio is also available here. Before I show how to export it, these plus buttons in between the clips are transitions. You can play around. VN has a great collection of subtle ones, as well as some more obvious transitions. Now we just click on this button. A manual will allow you to choose your settings. And these are my go-to settings. Click Export, and it's ready.
Let's look at another popular app, InShot.
To start editing, I click on Video, New. We choose one or several clips from the gallery, and here it's possible to trim the lengths before adding to the timeline. Once it's ready, let's go ahead. First, Canvas is to resize the video. If you'd like an Instagram post format, just choose 4:5 and then adjust with your fingers. And by applying to all the clips will be the same ratio. The music options available here are built-in tracks, some sound effects, also possible to import songs from iTunes, or extracting from another video and recording and adding your voiceover. InShots has a sticker collection in case you need it for your video. Text to add. There is a font collection, and also you can choose an animation for it. And there is even a mosaic feature in case you need to hide certain parts of the video. Next up, filter. There are many effects to choose from. Some of them are only available in Pro version though. Filters for color grading and also color correction functions here. This button will let you add a new video from your gallery on a new layer, and similar to VN app, now we can see there are more features available like keyframe, masks, chroma, but we'll talk about them in more details in the next blocks. Apart from that, it's possible here to blend the layer. There are different blending options. And if you copy here, you can have up to another 4 layers. Now, next we have trim and cut buttons here. By the way, there is already a separate split button, which might be more convenient to use. Delete, volume, speed, standard change in speed, and the curve one. Here there is a useful function when you can change the speed. It allows you to keep the original audio so speed changes won't affect the sound without making it squeaky or extra low. Replace is to replace with a different video from your gallery. Duplicate. Crop is to resize, and here to correct the horizon level or perspective. Flip, freeze, reverse, all similar to VN functions. Built-in transitions in between the clips can be found by clicking here. To remove the watermark, even in the free version, simply click on this cross sign and choose Remove This Once. And you can do it all the time you're using the app. Then you can go ahead and export it. The next app we'll look at is VideoLip. It's one of my favorite to work with masks, which we will look at in the next block. And after adding our video to the timeline, let's go through the features of this app. Canvas is to resize our video, and by clicking on the clip, we can drag it to adjust it the way we like. To get back to the menu with the original features, simply deselect the layer by clicking on the gray background. Next up is Mixer. It's to add a new layer, which can be a picture or another video. Text function. After double tapping, you can type your text, and when the text layer is selected, there you can pick the font, animate it, add some interesting effects. Some premium features as well are available here, and other basic ones to cover the work with the text. Next, there is a sticker collection. In the audio, the songs are only available with the premium version, but there is a vast collection of sound effects, and you can also add your own voiceovers here. Filters. There are several ones to choose from. possible to adjust the intensity and even animate this color grading function. In the free version, there are also available some effects like lens glare, kaleido, vignette and film grain, and some more in the glitch section. I personally don't really use them. Now, if we select our layer, there are functions as filters again, opacity, we'll need it when working with more layers, color correction features, transform, speed, reverse. We'll look at mask, chroma and keyframes in the following blocks. To change the length, just simply drag these arrows, and this is the button to split. To change the order, just hold and drag the clips, or drag to the delete sign if it needs to be deleted. And for export, click on Save after choosing the right settings. Another favorite app of mine is CapCut. The basic video editing functions here are the same as in the previous apps, but what I like to use it for is only some certain editing purposes. For example, to remove background, I just select the clip and click on Remove Background button, and the app do all the work. Sometimes not very precise, but if the background is simple, where the app can recognize contrast in between the subject and the background, it will do a great job. Also, I like the effect collection here. There are so many creative ways to use it. One more reason to use this app for me is when I'm adding stickers. If I need arrows in my video, I'll go to this section. Guys, just a disclaimer, not to be overwhelmed with the apps as there are a lot available. Some are similar, some have unique features. What I do is, I pick certain apps for specific video editing purposes. For example, VN for arranging the clips, cutting, adding music, color grading, color correcting. Then Video Leap if I have to do some complex editing like masking, CapCut for adding graphics, and so on. And you can create your own system, which will simplify your editing.
There are also some extra editing apps that I've downloaded and used for my videos. Apps to add an interesting font, apps to create a PNG, Instagram itself with its GIFs collections, and my iPhone. I've used it for animated iPhone head images. downloading these apps, we are ready to start editing. And now let's move on to the first editing technique with the use of masks.